Adrien Brody. He's a New York City kid, right?
He dropped by a few weeks ago. You know what's interesting?
What?
I think we found out about this. He dropped by, we talked to him, we're going to show you the interview. He said, did anybody in Hollywood ever give you a hard time about your nose and that you should get it done? And he said, absolutely they did. You know what he told them? Basically, go jump off a bridge.
They want everybody to look alike in Hollywood. I like that Adrien Brody is his own person. You remember he won an Oscar for the Pianist. What do you say? The Pianist, the Pianist. And he's been in a bunch of movies. Now he's got a new one out this weekend. It's called Third Person. It's with Liam Neeson and Olivia Wilde.
And it was, anyway, here's our chat with Adrien Brody. First of all, welcome home. I mean, you never really left, but tell us about your experience watching Channel 5 as a kid, if there was any.
We're really jogging.
Specifically, yeah, you're not jogging. I mean, I don't remember what I did last week.
Wonderama? Do you remember Wonderama?
I do remember.
Happened in this room.
What, did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were other big shows there? I mean,
well, 10 o'clock news has been a staple.
Yeah.
You know, Good Day New York has been around for 25 years.
Of course, I watched that. But
we're only doing it 5 though, together.
Third Person. Sounds interesting. Tell us about it, please.
It's Paul Haggis's latest film. It comes out soon. I think in early June, right? And it's a beautiful film. It's 3 intertwining love stories, and you know, but really, I think at the heart of it, it's about, you know, the complexity of relationships and finding truths, and that they kind of come in glimpses and you find your way. And the crux of it is, you know, in any relationship, there's always a third person. It may not be a romantic interest or even a conscious, something that we're consciously aware of, but there is always somebody else in the relationship. And I think that's what it's alluding to, the complexity of relationships and trusting and learning how to trust again when there are failures.
We are intrigued. I think we got a clip. Hit it, please. Adrien Brody in Third Person.
Great.
I'm sorry for staring. Staring. Looking at you. My eyes.
You think I'm too stupid to speak English?
Just apologizing for looking.
Something bad's going to happen later.
Well, can't help but to look.
Doing a little bit more than looking. You're making a move. Well, you're not the only star in this movie, Liam.
No,
we've got Liam Neeson
not.
is in it. We've got James Franco. Did you actually get to work with these guys, or are they like in another part of the world when they're making their movie?
We're supposed to be in other parts of the world. We shot most of this in Rome, although it took place in Paris as well, and in New York.
Do you ever pinch yourself and say, oh my goodness, I'm this kid from Queens and I'm working on movies all over the world?
I think I did that this morning. I
Seriously?
I do it. I'm the most grateful. I'm a kid from Queens, and I'm very happy when I go back to the old neighborhood. I made everybody proud, and I live a very blessed life.
A couple more quick things. The Pianist. How did you lose all that weight? You, what, 30 pounds in 6 weeks?
Don't eat Italian food.
Really? How did you pull it off? I mean, and you kind of came relatively thin in the beginning.
I did a starvation diet. I didn't eat very much at all. I had to lose the weight very rapidly, so we shot the end of the film first, and I went down to 129 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm 6'1".
Oh my goodness.
And then I had to gain it back very quickly because we had to shoot the beginning of the film and kind of.
But it won you an Oscar?
Well, it did that, and it made me again much more appreciative of things that I had probably taken for granted. And you know, actually, I love Joe's Pizza, and I had a moment where I'd come back from filming that movie, and I came back to New York, and it was like midnight, and I had a slice of pizza, and I was on the street, and I cried because I realized it was something that I'd taken for granted my whole life, that I could afford to have this at any time. It was not a burden. There was no restrictions on what I could eat. It was available to me. and that people all over the world, everywhere you look, do not have that luxury, and that I had completely taken it for granted. I had eaten plenty of pizza in my life, and I cried. And that's what I mean. If you have an opportunity to gain insight from even portraying a character that's not even even though it's a true person, it's a story about a man, but it's not my life. It seeped into me, into the core, and changes everything.
Wow. Well, in the meantime, let's get a slice.
Okay, I'll take my treat.
Adrien Brody,
Okay.
Third Person, out now or soon.
All right.
Very soon, yes.
We'll put all the information on our website, myfoxny.com. We're coming right back.
Where do you get your clothes?